Welcome back. Today we're embarking on quite a deep dive. The topic is the sky and the heaven signs above us. We're drawing from some really rich source material here, looking at how celestial bodies are seen in the Qur'an and, well, the wider Islamic tradition.
Exactly. And our goal, really, is to unpack how these ancient texts invite us to look up at the sky, not just with, idle wonder, but with this deep reflective awe. It's about seeing every star, the sun, the moon, as a sign, a profound sign of divine wisdom.
The sign, right.
Yeah, and the source material really highlights this idea that the heavens have this sacred harmony. They don't move by chance. It pushes us to think about divine power, certainly, but also the ethical order of things. There's that compelling quote from the Qur'an, chapter 21, and it is he who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon. Each is swimming along in its orbit.
Swimming along in its orbit. That's beautiful.
It is, and it's presented not just as poetry, but as a testament to incredible precision.
Okay, let's unpack that precision a bit, the sacred harmony you mentioned. The source emphasizes that none of this is random. So how do the sun, moon, stars, planets, how do they function as these signs? Ayah, is that the term?
Yes, ayah. And what's fascinating is how they're shown as signs in multiple ways, multifaceted. So on one level, they're very practical, clear markers for time, seasons, navigation, essentials.
Right, practical things.
But beyond that, they're also profound symbols. Symbols of light, of guidance, and importantly, of mercy. They're carrying a meaning.
And it seems the source material constantly grounds this in Scripture. You mentioned one verse already. But there are others, like we made the night and the day two signs.
From Surah Al-Isra.
Or the sun and the moon move by precise calculation.
Surah Ar-Rahman, yes.
And even by the star when it descends. These aren't just like casual observations of nature, are they?
No, not at all. Exactly. And if you look at how classical commentators like, say, Al-Razi interpreted this, they really highlight this perfect regulation, this precision as direct evidence. Evidence of divine omniscience, divine mercy.
So the sky itself is evidence.
In this view, yes. It becomes a living testament to Tawḥīd, the oneness of God, this underlying cosmic unity. It sort of suggests there's a fundamental harmony in the universe.
Okay.
And the implication, maybe, is that this harmony should resonate within us, too. It challenges us, perhaps, to align our own lives with that order.
That's a really powerful connection. Moving on slightly, the sources also talk a lot about other sky elements, not just the sun and moon. Stars, clouds, winds. How do they weave into this cosmic tapestry? What's their significance?
Right, and that brings up the interconnectedness of everything in creation, doesn't it? So stars, nujum, they're described as guides, definitely. We'll get to navigation. But also as adornments. There's that line, we have adorned the nearest heaven with an adornment of stars, beauty and function.
Adornments, I like that.
And then you have clouds, sahab, and winds, rior. These are really specifically highlighted as carriers of rain, essential for life, direct signs of life-giving power.
So it's not just the vast, distant objects, but also the stuff right above us, the atmosphere.
Precisely.
The source brings up verses like, it is he who shows you the lightning causing fear and aspiration and generates the heavy clouds.
Yes.
And another one, Allah is the one who sends the winds and they raise the clouds. It feels very immediate, very tangible.
It really does. And this interplay sky, wind, clouds, it's presented not just as, meteorology, it's seen as bringing sustaining rain. Rain for the land, but maybe also metaphorically for the heart, symbolizing Allah's constant care and provision.
Rain for the heart.
Yeah, it's about seeing these everyday things we might take for granted, as deliberate, as purposeful signs.
Okay, let's shift focus slightly. We've touched on physical navigation using stars. But the material makes a really interesting point about spiritual navigation too, a kind of spiritual orientation. Can you explain that, the dual purpose?
Absolutely, it's crucial. So yes, practically the sky was indispensable. Navigating deserts, seas, impossible without it for centuries.
Sure.
But just as importantly, it marked time for religious life. Prayer times are determined by the sun's position. The lunar calendar, crucial for festivals and fasting, depends on the moon. So there's this constant daily interaction with the cosmos that's built into religious practice. And engaging with that vastness day in and day out, it serves as this powerful reminder of, human scale, humility.
The source mentions that verse and landmarks, and by the stars they are guided. seems to cover both kinds of guidance.
It really does seem to encompass both, yes.
And it highlights that the Prophet Muhammad specifically encouraged reflection on the heavens, but warned against superstition.
What's the significance of that distinction for us today? Looking up with reflection versus superstition.
That's a key point. It means seeing the heavens as reflecting divine wisdom, order, truth, not as some kind of cosmic fortune cookie dispensing arbitrary fates or omens.
Right. Avoid the astrology. Focus on the astronomy and its meaning. Sort of, yes. It's about the meaning behind the order. The Hadith literature reinforces this too. There's the famous saying, the sun and the moon are two signs among the signs of Allah. They do not eclipse for the death or life of anyone. It directly counters superstitious beliefs. And then the instruction for eclipses. When you see an eclipse, pray and supplicate until it is over.
So the response isn't fear of the omen, but turning towards prayer and reflection.
Exactly. It fosters humility, awe, a sense of belonging within this grand, ordered creation rather than fear of the unknown. It frames these events as reminders of divine power, prompting devotion. What strikes you about that idea, this dual navigation, physical and spiritual, as something relevant even now?
Well, bringing this all together as we wrap up our deep dive, it seems really clear that the sources present these celestial bodies not just as objects, they're dynamic signs, signs of order, power, divine mercy,
Living.
and that emphasis from the Prophet Muhammad on reflection, on fostering humility and awe, that really resonates. It suggests this natural order isn't just for observation, it's meant to inspire how we live.
Yeah.
Ethical living, stewardship, that connection you made earlier.
Absolutely. Ultimately, looking at the heavens in this perspective is both an act of reflection, of contemplation, and potentially a gateway to deeper faith. The harmony we see up there serves as a reminder and maybe an invitation to harmonize our own lives, our communities, in accordance with that divine order.
So perhaps a final thought for you, our listener, to carry away today. How can just looking up consciously, reflectively, become more than just seeing stars or clouds? How might it become a practical way to find maybe a deeper sense of meaning or even ethical direction in your own life? Something to think about. That's a powerful question to mull over from this deep dive.